Today on the Digital Investors podcast, we are talking buying portfolio websites, specifically semi-automated websites that are AI proof. Now, the question is, can we get more money out of even little microsites, maybe in ways you hadn't thought of? Well, today's guest, one of our amazing students, Ashlene, has done exactly that over this last year. She has bought just four simple websites, like a lot of you are probably looking at regularly doing website due diligence on. Ashlene has been able to buy these sites. They are virtually hidden. You'd be lucky to even find them on Google. They are standard affiliate sites, but she's been able to renovate them very cleverly. She's found unique ways of getting extra money out of these websites, and that's what we want to share with you today. So we are going to find out, where did Ashlene buy these websites? How much did she pay for them? Well, these little inside secret tips that she's discovered, which maybe you haven't thought of, particularly if you're a beginner. And how is she planning on growing them, and how are they monetized? So Ashlene, you legend, thank you for coming along today, all the way from LA. Is that right?
That's true. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, Ashlene, because a year ago, we're just about to record this for our Digital Investor Summit coming up, but this time last year, you won our best website buy. Do you want to share with everyone what was the website that won you our best website buy of the year at last year's Digital Investor Summit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a crochet site. So the founder, her name was Amelia, and I think she started back in like 2018. And then, she's like very passionate about crocheting, and she just, she had like an Instagram page, she had YouTube, she had an email list. And I was just, like thinking, okay, I really want to buy a website that has all different aspects of like, maybe different channels of like revenue. So yeah, so then it kind of ticked all the boxes, and I spoke to her on the phone, and I spoke to her on Zoom, and she just mentioned that, like, she's like, I homeschool my kids. And I think she
Yeah.
lives in Washington, I believe. And she said, she's just kind of busy doing that, so she just wants to sell her website. So I was like, okay, well, I think this sounds like a great website. So here I
Go,
am.
Ashlene. Because going one step back, you bought this amazing site. How long had you been? So you signed up. Were you on Champions then, on our Champions program at that point, or were you on Digital
Oh no,
Investors?
I did the digital investors like program,
Yep.
and then I just kind of like learned from you guys how to do the due diligence process. And
Mhm.
then from there I actually bought, like, before the crochet site, I bought a Chevy site that was kind of, it wasn't really on Google, it was more like on Bing.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I just kind of practiced on that, and then once I got relatively good at that part, I was like, okay, I want to buy a bigger site that actually has a lot more momentum. So that's how I decided.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did this on Digital Investors. So that Chevy site, are you a Chevy fan? Are you an expert in motor vehicles, or
No, definitely
I,
not. Definitely
I,
not.
what is your background actually? Because it's a pretty cool background. Just like briefly, because it's not websites and stuff, is it?
No, no. So like I have, like, well, I work kind of in the entrepreneurship space and also in the financial technology space. So nothing to do with website buying.
Okay, so this is
So like, yeah.
pretty. So for
And
you,
then
it's always
crypto as well.
well. So for our audience, it's always interesting to put it in context, isn't it? Like it's always fascinating who does our courses and is buying websites. Were you in a position where, like, are you doing this part time at night and stuff? Was it a bit of a gap year? Did you just want to change in life? Because it is very. When I remember when I spoke to you on the interview for Champions, it's like this is so completely different to your career. Like none of your friends, they're all just nodding, going, "What has Ashley done buying a crochet site?"
Yeah. No one even understood what website buying was, to like, let's just put it that way.
Okay, yeah,
No, like, I mean, so I think while I was working in the corporate world, like I was working in the crypto space,
yep,
and I was working like a lot, kind of, I think maybe 60, 80 hours a week. And I thought to myself, I was like, I just can't keep doing this. Like, I feel like, there's probably like a much better way. And I did, read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
awesome,
Um, and
yep.
then, yeah, so when I read that book, and, it kind of opened my mind about like different assets that you can actually own and buy.
Mm.
And then I was just kind of really involved in that, and I got like very passionate about, owning assets. And that's how I heard about you guys on the Rich Dad podcast.
Yep.
So on
Perfect.
the yeah, so you were on there, you got interviewed, and
Yep.
I remember you saying like, yeah, buying websites and making money through websites. I was like, how is that even possible? Like, what do you mean, like blogging? I was like, oh, interesting. Maybe you can blog. I was
Cool.
like, I didn't even know you can make money through blogging. Like, I thought it like, like so it was completely out of my scope or kind of my reality, you would say.
Yep.
And then, I did your master class, you
Yep.
and Liz. And then it was just very high level. It was great, just kind of give people like an understanding of what is website buying.
Mm.
And that's when I kind of just went all in. I was like, you know what? Like maybe this is kind of a good time to start. I really wanted to kind of transition out of what I was doing anyway, and I wanted to start doing my own thing. So I really wanted to like, kind of just get involved and kind of make semi-passive income, as you call it.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's how I started. And then I just bought like a small website, and then I just kind of grew from there. And it's been
And
making me money for now.
yeah, well, and today to legend status, yeah, earning. Well, we'll talk about in a minute what all these four sites, how well they're doing.
Yeah.
But that very first site, the Chevy site, what like, can you remember how much it cost and what did you get it to roughly making? What sort of
Yeah.
income?
Yeah, I mean, like I was definitely a beginner. Like I could have, I should have bargained to be honest, but like he got a very good deal out of it. So
Yep.
I paid around 5,500, I
Nice.
think, from
Yep.
Flippa,
Yep.
and it was making around $200 a month.
Yep.
And it was a Bing site. So, I was like, okay, I mean, I think it's just a good start to kind of really just understand how everything works, how to migrate, like how to even buy a site, what is a hosting provider, like, like what is a domain registrar, like I don't know any of that. So like, and then
Yep.
of course through your course, Digital Investors, that kind of, it really helped. And then just kind of doing the whole due diligence process as well, like just kind of filling out the form, talking to you guys. Like I definitely leveraged the whole mentorship from your program as well. And then I just like they reviewed the DD document, and then they kind of gave me feedback. And then I was like, you know what, this is a good site just to start off with. I learned design. I learned different plugins. I didn't even know what plugins was.
Yeah.
So I just like I learned Elementor, and
Yep.
then yeah, like I just feel like that it just kind of gave me the foundation on how to structure a website. Um, and then like even like SEO as well, like even though it wasn't Google per se, like it was still Bing, it kind of just gave me a good understanding of like how to do keyword research, like and kind of just apply that like
Yep.
on the website. And then I even hired a freelancer to do some like article writing. Obviously some of them did really bad, like, writing, which is, pretty normal if you're kind of new to this. And then I found like a good writer that was continuously writing for me. And then I was like, I think I'm ready for something bigger because I'm kind of an impatient person and I just wanted
Yep.
to, you know,
Like all the
kind of
girls
scale rapidly.
on our course, Ashleen. Yes, and Liz is like that as well. And
Yeah.
but legendary effort because hats off to you. We here at eBusiness, we notice, us and the coaches were all talking, and I remember Greg saying to me, I think Ashleen's bought a really good site match. She's got her eye in for, she's been practicing so much due diligence. She's found this site that no one else found on Flipper. So you
Yeah.
bought the crochet site. You're not a crocheter, but
No, definitely
how,
not.
how is that site going? Like, how much did it cost you?
Yeah. So it cost me around 18,500 to be
Right.
exact. Yeah.
And
And I actually found it on page 5 of Flipper. Like it wasn't
yep,
like, like I really went through everything. And then it basically ticked all the boxes that you guys mentioned in the due diligence
it,
process.
it
And I
does
think what's really
very much.
nice about it as well is that like it was not just relying on Google. Like it had like a
Yes.
really good email list and it had a membership as well. So
Yeah.
like, people were
Gold.
actually, which was great. And it was a real person, like her name is Amelia. Like, it was like a real person who's running the website. She's passionate about crocheting. She posted herself, she posted her, like her kids as well. So it was really authentic. And she really had like a strong community just based on like even people would always like, send emails about how much they really like the patterns and I also believe that like they were like maybe a bit older as well, just based
Yep.
on the demographic as well. So she really had like a good following. But she was just ready to sell it. Like she said, like, look, she's still very passionate about crocheting. She actually just emailed me a few days ago saying if I want any patterns for this for this fall and spring and like winter time, because she has like some
Awesome.
ideas. So she still like, wants to get involved and is kind of involved as well. Yeah, so and then it's been
So
in around $1,000 a month.
Yeah, so it's making around $1,000 a month. And
The
for our
low,
listeners, this was still pretty much your learning site. This was just a bigger
yeah,
one. You went to $18,000. So it's really cool for everyone to hear kind of your journey
yeah,
and knowing that it's not your expertise. So this one you did spend quite a bit of time learning with. That's when you decided to come on
definitely.
Champions and when you had
Yes.
fun renovating, but more importantly, like learning all the things that you just mentioned. And what's the main way that this site is monetized? It's a really, it's one of our favorite monetization models. How's it primarily make its money?
So there's two ways. One is like organic traffic, like through ads.
Yep.
So
But
like
that's
ads is
not particularly big on this one, is it?
I would say it's like 40% of it is through ads, but it's the email list per
It's
se,
the
I would say.
email
So
list.
like
Yeah.
so because of the email list, so I send out like I think around 4 to 5 emails per week.
Yep.
And it just basically directs them to the articles. And then I make money through that because they click on ads. So that's literally how it's making money. So the email list is
Wow.
generating income, I would say. Yeah.
And how big is the email list on that site?
Around 13,000.
Is it 13 or 30?
13,000. 1 3.
13.
Yeah.
13,000. So it's not that big. And it's not a massive traffic site or anything, is it?
No, it's not a massive traffic site. I mean, like it's like 12,000 visitors a month
Okay.
on
Yeah.
low season. Like, in the peak season, it's around 20, no, like I would say, yeah, 25 to 40.
So it is slightly it's seasonal. So this is pretty exciting for you. So this you've owned this now for a year.
Yeah.
What's it
Yeah.
like? How much work do you do on it now, Ashlene? And you can be honest. Like, is it are you working every day on it, or what have you done with that site?
I mean, honestly, like the only thing I do with it is I just schedule the emails for every week. So
And that's
that's
it.
maybe 30 minutes. And I recycle like a lot of the emails as well. So like maybe emails that I sent out months ago, I'll send them out again. I'll just change it up. So yeah, I would say like, maybe 2 hours max a week. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's it.
Nice one. Not a bad. So well done. Full points. You deservedly won last year's best website buy because it's it's the perfect learning site. What are
Yeah.
so I guess for you, and in our coaching, I was explaining to you, and I'll explain to our listeners. I think one of the key learning lessons for yourself in this was the surprising way, just how much money this site makes off the list. It's not the traffic so much.
Yeah.
That email list, was that an eye opener for you to realize, oh wow, that's how you can actually make money pretty easily?
Yeah, I mean, like when I saw the open rate and the click rate for it, like, people like she has a very good following. And not only that, like I think what's also great about it is that it's like around 13,000, but like that's because I'm not, doing much. Like you can also do Facebook ads, which I did in the past, and I paid
Yes.
like I think around 60, between 60 to $80, and I
Yep.
get 250 more subscribers. And they're
I,
good subscribers. Like, they click on the articles. Like all I need from them is like, to just direct them to the website.
and
So I was doing that and I was growing the email list, but then I just decided to, like cut down on that because I had, other focuses. And I'm just like, but whenever I feel like I'm dropping in the numbers, then I just go on Facebook. I get 250, 300 more subscribers, and then, I'm
so
back at
you
it.
can roll the money back into the business to build it
Exactly.
back up again if you wanted. But for
If I
you, that's
wanted.
on autopilot now. And you
It's on.
mentioned to me too, it's seasonal. So what does it do when it's steady at around $1,000 a month? What does it go up to in the good seasons?
Yeah, so low season $1,000, peak season between 1,500 to 2,500.
Wow.
So
Okay.
December last year, I think it made 2,400, November
Mm.
2,300, and then like October, like yeah. So it's September, October, November, December. Those are the high seasons, and then
Okay.
even January as well. And then it kind of drops as well. Like it drops from there because of no
Nice
more.
one. And then we should mention, Ashleen, it also makes money off selling like little courses, patterns and things, doesn't it?
Yeah, so that I actually added onto it. So it makes, I would say, maybe
Awesome.
10% additional from like, because I noticed that like all the crochet websites, they have, like every pattern article, they
Yep.
say like, do you want the PDF pattern, just buy it here. And she didn't have that on her website. And I asked her, I'm like, so why don't you have that? She said, well, I want to direct them to my membership. And I was like, yeah, but then, there's people that don't want to pay for the membership. And then she said, well, I don't make enough, like, there's not enough traffic for me to do that. But, it just took me, I would say, 3 hours, 4 hours to kind of put everything together. And
Yep.
that makes like around, $150 a month extra,
Done
and
once, done forever.
and
Nice one.
exactly. So I just feel like it's great. Like I get people buying patterns every day. I mean, yeah, it's like, $5, but still like
Yeah. So
it relates over
that's
time.
well, that's a key learning too. Like we say in the course, small amounts very quickly add up to large amounts. So
Yes.
Ashleen just said, she's selling $5 patterns, $9 patterns, but it adds up as you're hearing this to quite semi-automated passive income, like a couple of hours a week, and that's just going to tick along for years because it's in a passion niche. That's the other thing. And what I love what you've done, Ashleen, is you've you've bought small sites in passion niches that work, and they'll probably be evergreen. Let's hope forever. You can't always say forever, can you? But they've gone through, it's gone through all the updates out there. The AI, it's kind of immune to the AI updates and stuff like that. It's very much under the radar, that side, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean like to Google, it's a pretty credible website. Like it hasn't been hit hard in any way, to be honest. Like it passed all the Google algorithm, but it's just staying steady. On Pinterest, like on the other hand, like that's something that you probably should invest more in. So I do have someone that, that works on the Pinterest, but like if I want to grow it, I need to probably invest more for like
Well,
strategy and,
I like that if you want to grow it, you can just use some of the money, the profits, to grow it on Facebook, like you said, and get more followers, which
yeah, for the
becomes
email list, for sure.
build the email list. So well done on it there. So key learning for you on that one was the power of an email list, because you need to hear this, guys, that this is important for the site that's coming up, the really good site. We haven't got to that. We're saving the best for last, aren't we, Ashleen? So then what was your next, let's say the next couple of sites that you bought?
Yeah, so the next couple of sites, I actually bought them at the same time. I actually got a bargain for one of them. Like, it wasn't on Flippa, it was like another platform.
Which one? Where was that? Was that
I so Investors Club, sorry,
Investors
keep
Club?
slipping
Yeah,
my mind.
yeah.
Yeah, Investors
Yep,
Club.
yep.
Yeah, so I bought two from them. And one is in the sewing niche
Mhm.
because, I was like, I'm pretty familiar now with the crocheting niche. So I
Yeah.
was like, I might as well get into sewing now.
And you're sewing, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is in the fishing niche as well. But they're both affiliate sites. So I never actually bought an affiliate site before.
Okay.
The crochet one is not an affiliate. Okay. So it's more like, it has a lot more authority, I would say, community, email list, and all of that. The sewing one does have an email list as well. Like it has around 5,000 subscribers.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, so like, and then I get like, maybe 2 to 3 subscribers a day, which is,
Mhm.
great. So it just keeps on growing. And it's just purely like, affiliate, but I also did, like a little bit more of like free pattern roundups. I kind of
Oh, yeah.
just, I copied what I did with the crochet site and I implemented it on this one, and traffic did go up.
Yep.
But then again, the main focus is I make money through like Amazon affiliate.
Amazon.
So
So if someone
yeah,
buys a sewing pattern or a sewing product on Amazon,
machine. So when they buy sewing machine or any kind of sewing, like tools or like anything to use for sewing,
yep,
um, on Amazon, then I make a commission out of that. Yeah.
you get a commission. And
Yeah.
and is it the same with the fishing site too, is it?
Same thing with the fishing site as well.
Yep. So
So
it's a
yeah, so I
so it's,
bought both of those. Yeah.
and it's a bog standard affiliate site like you'd find on any of the broker platforms. How much did they how much did they
I think
cost,
the
those
fishing one is
sites?
pretty top quality, to be honest. The
Oh,
fishing one, yeah, the fishing one's like, I think, it's yeah, pretty good quality.
it is
Um,
actually a good site, that. I've been looking at it today
yeah,
before
it
I
is, yeah.
interviewed you, and I know what you mean. Because so is that one of the things you recognized when you went to buy it, that it had, because are you a fisher person? Like I was going to say fisher person. Are you into fishing?
No, no, I'm not. No, I'm
And
not.
you're not into
But like,
sewing either.
I'm
So
not. No.
so when you did your due diligence, what told you it was a good site?
So I followed the same process that you guys mentioned. However, like I know you guys, kind of don't specifically say affiliate sites,
Mhm.
and also like mainly focusing on Google. But I was thinking, like I looked at the analytics for the last few years and I just saw that it's just been, ticking along with Bing for the last, like, it's been very consistent.
Yep.
So I would consider it maybe more higher risk because it wasn't something that, everyone would encourage. So I was
Mhm.
like, like I think Bing sites are pretty, they're pretty standard. Maybe they can't grow as much, obviously, because they're, it's a much smaller demographic, much smaller, group in general. But so I just wanted to kind of give it a shot and just see how it goes. And honestly, like it's been really good. Primarily because one, it maintained to be consistent. Like it just, it's still consistent. It obviously fluctuates during seasons as well, especially when it comes to sewing and fishing. So I think in
Yes.
fishing, like summertime, like May and June was peak season. And then it also comes down like in December, it's also peak season because of like, I think
And on the site, it's mainly just information about fishing, isn't it? So people are
it's
interested in
purely.
yeah, so people are interested in fishing. They come to your website primarily through Bing,
Mhm.
and when they're there, if they buy a fishing rod off Amazon, you get an affiliate commission, or they buy any fishing gear. Is that basically what the affiliate products are?
Exactly, yeah. So they're both just affiliate sites. So like it's like, they like for the sewing one, it just compares like two sewing machines.
Yep.
Or it just like, here are the best sewing machines for like if you're a beginner, if you do embroidery, if you do like quilt as well, that's a big one. And then for the fishing, it just, all the fishing equipments as well there.
All the
And they
fishing.
just kind of tell you what to
Yep.
select. But
So
yeah, I mean like
Ashley, oh, sorry. So you mentioned you felt you got a bargain on these. What did they cost, and how much money were they making at the time?
Yeah, so the sewing one I paid I think 13,000 for
Yep.
that, and it was making on average 500.
Yep. Perfect.
And then the fishing one I bought for 7,000, and it was making on average 4 to 500 as well,
Okay.
because he really wanted to sell it, and he was, and then because he was doing something else, so I got a really good bargain. Um, and then the fishing one ended up, because I did like some reno on it. I renovated some articles. I published articles that he had in draft that he has not
Mm.
published. And then it started going up. So the fishing one actually ended up making so like between, I think like last month it made 600. The month before that it made like $1,000 and then $900. So it was actually doing really well, but it was also peak season as well.
Peak
But it
season.
actually, yeah, but it did make more than what it made in the last, because I checked the traffic from the year before during the same month and it
Yeah.
did go up. So, that one
Nice.
is doing great. The sewing one is doing practically the same, to be honest. Like it's just been, it's been kind of consistent.
Yep.
But what's great about it is that like it's like because of the Amazon Creator Rewards,
Yeah.
it was like doubling what I was
You
making.
better
So
explain that. That's the inside secret that you've discovered. So, first big discovery is the power of an email list, how handy that is.
yeah.
But explain why the smile is on your face, because these sites cost, let's say, 20 grand for the two of them, making anywhere up to what, around like $1,000 a month. But you have some
Making
pretty
a
big,
thousand. Yeah.
how much, sorry?
Yeah. So like it makes
Around
a thousand a month, but then
then you have some big months, and explain why that's gone so well.
yeah, so like I think in the low months it makes 1,000. In the peak seasons, it makes like around I would say 1,500, but that's just, with your commission. But then Amazon doubles that because it gives you like Amazon Creator Awards. I think they just started this, I don't know when, but like every month they give you like an opt-in, like, oh, if you achieve, this much revenue, then we'll give you like, you'll hit this target.
Nice.
So I think since March to until now, it's been, I've been doubled basically like my
All right.
profits, I would say. So that's how it's been escalating. Like I think, I was expecting to get my return on investment within a year and a half, but it's at like I think I bought it for 20K. I'm at 16,000 right now. And
All
I
right.
got it in November. So, it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
gonna be less than a year.
So well less than a year. So you nearly got your money back on those. So essentially now you've left them on autopilot. They're making a couple of grand a month. with those between those two sites.
Yeah.
You've got the crochet site around 1,000 to 1,200 a month, and then those two, the sewing and the fishing site do jump up quite a bit when you get the Amazon Creator Awards.
They make around like between 1,000 to 3,000.
Yeah, 1,000 to 3,000. Nice. So this is all US dollars and this is net because that's on autopilot now. So let's now go to the what I call well, what both you and I, the one you and I are really excited about. What Tell us the story of the latest site that you've bought. So you're already on your way. You've decided to park the other ones. They're just passive to all intents and purposes. What's the new site that you've just bought?
Definitely passive, yeah. So the one so it's in the Thai massage space. So it's actually like it's purely focused on digital courses. So like it just sells
Nice.
courses online.
Yep.
And it's in the education space and it's not a passion site. It's more focused on people like for professions. So like, like massage therapists, health
Okay.
practitioners, yoga teachers that want to, learn Thai massage, like they actually, they do this
Yep.
course. So this one was actually very exciting because I also found it on Flippa. And yeah, like I was just kind of browsing through. I was like, maybe I want to buy like like a more like a bigger site. I started really getting interested in like ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and and digital courses as well. Like I was just kind of really fascinated about that niche. So I'm like, let me just kind of see what's out there. And then I found this site. I reached out to the owner on Flippa, but he didn't get back to me. And then I reached out to him again. He didn't respond. So I was like, okay, let me go on the website and I'll like, just find his email and I'll just email him.
Man.
He responded right away. Like so, and then
Oh,
he
okay.
was like, yes, I'm selling it, I'm like older now and I'm just, like I've been running this for the past 25 years. And I'm just ready to retire. So we had a call, we spoke. He's a guy who's just very passionate about and very knowledgeable about like Thai massage. And then he basically created all the courses himself, and he's been running it online since 2009. But he officially started it in 2001, but online purely he went like since 2009. So it's been really like it's been out there for a very long time.
And it's
Um,
been, and the amazing thing, actually, you have to share with that one just how consistent it's been since 2000. When you told me, like since 2009, it's been steady as a rock.
instead,
What does
yeah.
it earn roughly since that time?
It earns between $3,000 to $5,000 a month.
Yeah, $3,000 to $5,000 a month for selling a digital course, just day in, day out for the last however many years now, like more than a decade. Nice one. And
Yeah.
you've picked it up for how much? How much did you get to buy it for?
47,000.
Woohoo! All right, and it's got an email list, and it's right in your sweet spot because I take it you're not a Thai massage instructor yourself.
No, no.
No,
No,
so
but like
but
I but like the good thing is what I do is that I'm on very good terms with the people that created these businesses, and I make sure to see like if they want to like stay involved or not. So at least for this Thai massage one, he's still very much involved, because I think it's important. Like he doesn't want to have the day-to-day running it anymore, but he still like has his
he's,
knowledge and he wants to share his knowledge and he's
he's
very passionate about
passionate
that.
about it. Yeah.
He's very passionate about it. Very passionate about it, actually, I would
And
say.
I think that's what you're really good at too, Ashleen. You haven't let the fear of, and I know if you're listening to this, you're thinking probably even with Ashleen's, crochet site. It's all about the owner, Amelia, and you're thinking, well, how can you buy a site when it's all about a previous owner? That's your sweet spot. Like you've learned, it doesn't matter as much as what people think because if they're passionate about it, they typically stay on anyway, just in a
Yeah.
part-time basis somewhere in the background. You pay them a little bit for, well, there's all sorts of ways you can do it, but you can pay them for a bit of content. And so my observation is now, obviously, you learned through the crochet side, oh, yeah, people are happy to stay involved. So when you saw this, because no one else bid on it on Flipper, did they?
I don't, I mean, I told him, I was like, I sent you messages like, oh, I never checked Flippa. So,
Wow.
I don't know if anyone else bid on it, to be honest. Like, I don't even think, he wasn't even too focused on that. It's just,
Okay.
he put it on there and then
You fluked it. So you had to privately approach him,
I had to privately approach him,
but you still
exactly.
bought through the Flipper platform. So you should always do
Yeah.
that because that way there's a paper trail. Um, so you've got this. super passionate guy. He just doesn't want to run it anymore. So he's happy to sell it to you, but is he going to stay involved? Is he like if you need him for new lessons and things?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for sure. Like, so we're trying to, reposition it as like a company as opposed to just him.
Okay.
'Cause he's been running it for the last 25 years. But
Yep.
he's been running it and he paid no ads for it. He did zero marketing. He's
Wow.
not a marketer himself, and he's just
No,
been
he's not.
but it's just because he's so passionate, and and he has such a good following of people, so like it's just but yeah, so obviously, like, there's big big kind of like a vision that I have for this one,
Perfect.
because the market is very big, and I am working with him to kind of really kind of create this more high ticket offering and just to kind of create like a program for it, and he's going
Perfect.
to be involved in it as well. But like I'm not getting him too much involved, but like, I spoke to him about it, he's on board, like it. But yeah, so there's definitely kind of a big vision for this website.
That just made me think of it, why it's so this one's so exciting because we should explain to the listeners that 3 to 5 grand a month. And obviously, if you're listening, things go up and down. It's $3,000 to $5,000 a month. That's net. But remember how I said earlier, what you'll notice online is little tiny sites and small numbers quickly add up into big numbers. Explain to everyone, Ashley, why there's such an opportunity here because how is that 3 to 5 grand a month is generated from what price point of a course?
So I mean, he has like, there are many courses on the website, but there's like the main one, which is like, if you want to learn just general Thai massage, like, kind of the whole overview, high level, it's like $379.
Yeah, it's not
And
much.
then if you want to specialize, and then there's a lot more specialized courses that are much cheaper, like 140, 45,
Wow.
$47, $70. Like, they're not a lot. So
So
what we're
that's
trying to do
why
is consolidate it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why your vision's big. That's what it takes. This is the other big opportunity, I think, for all of us in this community is to recognize what, yeah, Ashleen, like you've found like the ultimate diamond in the rough. There's a massive opportunity here because you've got that vision to take it big. You've also got the knowledge. You've done the reps on the previous four sites now, four websites. It came with a good email list as well, this site, didn't it?
I mean, the email list is relatively small. Like, it just has 5,000 people on it,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
5,000 loyal people. So I think that's kind of all it takes. Like, there's when I do sales every month, people buy
So
because
that's
and
it.
I have a very high retention rate. Like, people like every like if and it has a form as well, so you can see the amount of people say like the results that they've gotten, like, and then how much they love the course. Like, they actually show like, how much it's been impacting their clients, how they grew their clientele, how
This is
like they helped
perfect.
relieve so much pain so like this, it's like it's quality, so that's
You
why
know what
it got.
you know what I would do too, Ashleen? I would go to all those people and turn that into the story. It's user generated content, it's AI
Mm,
proof, and you just record it on Zoom like this. Simple little thing. Doesn't even have to, if they don't want to be on a video, that's fine, but it's free promo for them and for their business that they learn. Awesome content for you and your new members who are coming in and listening. Inspirational stories. It's AI proof, and you just get AI to turn it into an article. Plus, you can have the
mm,
transcript or whatever. Boom, there's your content done, and it just
mm,
feeds the conversions, feeds your email list. This is
mhm.
this is super cool. That is probably one of the best assets to buy that business. It is. You must be very, very pleased with yourself on that one. You
Definitely.
should be if you're not. And well done for ferreting out the do. You've got your eye in, and yet again, I will share everyone, Ashleen. We were talking amongst ourselves as the coaches here at eBusiness, and your name came up, and yet again we're all laughing, going, "Ashleen's gone and done it again. She's bought this awesome site," and so that's when I jumped on a call with you straight away and said, "You've got to
Yeah.
take me through it." And I'm sure you'll agree if you're listening here, this is pretty darn exciting. And for those of you that are a little bit more advanced, may have just noticed something as well. Small amounts do add up to big amounts, so that's very exciting in and of itself. So when you're looking at buying websites, look at all the once you know what you're doing, you can look at these sorts of opportunities and you get a feel for these metrics and you know, man, that's a particularly good one because it's been around. He's a really nice guy, the owner, so you're looking for that. That stands out to me here. You obviously get on really well with him. That's very powerful. But also, Ashlene, it's my magic stat that this is anecdotal. It's not a scientific thing, but my ears always prick up on so over the years we've bought websites very similar stats where the email list you're making $1 per name, so you roughly 5 grand a month of 5,000 people. That's a good
Mhm,
metric. That's a sign of a healthy business, which
mhm,
means it gives you leeway to grow it now. So there's plenty of margin in there to either do a lot more paid traffic to that site. There's
mhm.
plenty of margin there for that because of that power of the list. So this is a lesson for everyone listening, not just you, Ashleen.
Mhm.
But and also, if you, as your big vision is to sell bigger courses, I can tell you, Ashleen, that's when life gets really, really good fun. That's when exciting things happen. So I'm very proud of what you've done here. This is super exciting. It's and in this day and age, everyone's saying, "Oh, AI is going to." Impacting AI is going to help you here. This is mind blowing. This is a totally AI proof business. It's got some of
Mhm,
the best assets ever that money just can't buy, which is the happy
mhm.
clients. You go back and reconnect with those through the list, by the way. Imagine you send out one email that says, "Hey, do you want to be featured on our new podcast or our new YouTube channel or as a success
Yeah,
story?" And say you get free promo to to all for on in out there on the internet and everything. It's the win-win. It's a win-win situation. There's absolute gold just sitting in the history of that website alone, and
yeah.
massive congratulations. I'm sure you're going to and you've owned this now for what, 6 months, 4 or 5 months, is it?
4 months now. Yeah.
Four
So
months, yeah,
four.
and it's still just ticking along exactly the same. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, it's ticking along. I mean, like honestly, like the only thing that I do is to keep it ticking along is just like the sales every month.
Yep.
And I send out like, 2 newsletters a week as well. But I think the main thing is like because there's like the market is big,
Yeah.
it's US, the US customers. So the main focus is to
Oh,
actually really scale it. So like this one, I'm actually excited about to actually really scale because I
yep.
I do believe like it has the capacity to do that.
This is
So
very, very exciting. And I do want to say a big thank you for coming along today and so openly sharing your success, your journey over the last year, and showing us that, buying these small passion related sites can be hugely lucrative. Well, and can build you a really nice portfolio. So, all up, roughly what are you earning a month? And I know it fluctuates. I realize that, but let's
yeah.
get excited. Come on, four. Oh, well, you actually got 5 sites. I forgot the Chevy site, which you should throw that in, $100 a month. What are you earning roughly a month now across these sites?
It ranges between five to high eights a month.
High eights
Yeah.
a month, and
Yeah.
that's US. So in Aussie dollar, that's 12 to 13 grand a month, which is for most people quit their job time, and you get to work from home. And what in the last week when I'm trying to track you down, where have you been? All around America.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. So yeah, definitely all around America. Like this is what I love about like kind of digital assets in general, or like even websites. It's just that
Yeah,
you know, even if your market is in the US, you can go to Europe and you can still work from there. Like it's completely flexible.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, like and I really do believe like especially when you mentioned AI, like I think courses, like digital courses, like especially
yeah.
like video courses, that's not something that AI can actually replicate, at least for now, like especially when it comes to something
No,
that's very physical, like Thai massage, and it's really showing you, it's like more visual.
good point.
So, and yeah, so I really like that really stood out to me. So it had authority, it had, like it's been going along for 25 years, which is a very long, time, especially, in the digital world. He did no
Yeah,
marketing, very good content that he
yeah.
marketed himself. No, sorry, not that he wrote himself. So all
Yeah.
the articles was like, no, not AI written.
It's all
Um,
original.
yeah, and there's a forum on it. So there's like 26,000 posts there, which is
Wow.
great. Like that was like another also good. So
Yeah.
and then it had an email list. So it had all the, everything that you guys mentioned,
Yep.
and the forum. So I was like, okay, this is
So it ticked every single box that we teach in our courses, the ACE formula. So it's got unique audience, unique angle, it's got community in spades, and it's got expertise in spades, like
yeah.
25 years, all there. or for just $47,000, which when you think about it it's a win-win price for him too. It's a fair price for him, but an amazing opportunity for you because there are so many assets sitting in a business like that is a seriously unique opportunity to, as you just mentioned, to find a digital asset that's 20 years old like that, irreplaceable. I love it. It's going to be really exciting to see what you do with that one. And and also for you in this next year, this has only been 1 year, Ashlene. I just want to remind you of what you've achieved here. You're earning what did you say? Anywhere from
I
five
think.
grand to 8 grand a month, and that's just settling this in. So, you know, once is your plan to buy a few more websites as well, or are you just going to bed this one in? Like, there's a bit of work to do on this one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I kind of realize this is what I'm actually very interested in is I think, more because I'm a very impatient person. So I feel like
Yep.
SEO is not maybe for me in that way.
Yep.
That's why I really like, kind of the whole ads part because you could quickly test and then
Yes.
like iterate from there and get like results and really trying to understand the market faster.
Yep.
So, I think that's why I got much more interested kind of in this particular aspect of like, websites. So yeah, so I do want to just narrow down for at least the next 6 months on this. I have a target of what I want to achieve. So, and then eventually
Right.
from there, I can definitely expand. But like, I just want to be able to like automate this, get it up to a certain standard, and then, hire someone to manage that.
Perfect. So we'll help you with some coaching calls. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. See, I get to live through you. It's awesome. I love sites like that. They're really good assets. So and it's just they're a lot of fun to work on as well. And
Yeah.
congratulations. I think you had a lot of fun and you helped inspire a lot of people with the crochet site. That was a year ago. Um, that's old news almost, but that's a seriously good asset as well. So
Yes.
big congratulations and yes, and a big thank you for coming along and sharing today with our community all your success and giving us an update of your journey over the last year. Thank you.
So much, Matt. Thank you. And you guys have been very wonderful, honestly. Like without you and Liz, like I don't think I would have even gone to the world of website buying and building and selling. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And we'll catch you next time.
thank you so much, Matt.